Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brendan Plays. We are playing Total Extreme Wrestling for our All Elite Wrestling save, and today it is All Out. One of the big pay-per-views of the year has finally come back around, and we have a big show planned, of course, as always. We are hunting and chasing down the magic number. Can we get the company to 77 popularity to ultimately grow it to the next stage? That is what we're chasing, and we're praying that we can do it on this show. But of course, All Out, one of our big pay-per-views of the year. No CM Punk, no Young Bucks, no Elite, no Kenny Omega, all gone. Still don't have the House of Black back on television yet, and we're probably not going to return them on this episode either. So missing a few key figures in the company still, but ultimately, you know, we've been able to produce a few new stars, and I think we've done a pretty decent job in getting ourselves in a good position. We are holding this one in the Great Lakes in the Chicago region, in the United Center, which I think is going to hold over 20,000. Yeah, about 23,000 we could expect. Now, one thing to note is that a while ago we did do a new figurehead for the company. So what a figurehead basically does is if you've got a figurehead or I guess you could say an ace of your company, basically it can produce better attendances for your shows, more merchandise sales, and ultimately if that figurehead is on your show, it ultimately will be better. So people think of like John Cena. When John Cena's on the card, people are going to come, people are going to, watch, people are going to be interested. Well, for me, I picked CM Punk. Now, mind you, I picked this over a year ago in our save. So when we first signed him, I picked him as to be the figurehead, thinking, yeah, he's going to be the man for the next few years, he's going to be the guy. Well, it's now been a full year. So CM Punk is officially the figurehead. It takes 1 year to happen. So it's actually been a year now. And of course, CM Punk is unavailable, so we can't get any of the benefits here, but he's fully established in the role, and based on his recent appearances, it is estimated that he's having a positive effect upon business. Attendances are up about 6% when he appears, and we're selling 20% more merchandise than normal overall. So merch is up, that means we're getting more money, our attendances are up, more money of course, bigger crowds, more excitement, more interest. It's all working great. So CM Punk's having a tremendous impact on our company. We just need him back. We just got to get him back. We're not going to have him back until the end of September. So we have to wait. We're going to have to continue to wait and hold out, but it's not far away, and we're going to get what I perceive to be our number one guy back in the company. In terms of merchandise, well, have a look at it. CM Punk last month sold $474,000 in merchandise. Now, he's been closer to the $1 million mark. Reason why he's down is because he hasn't been on TV for months. Bryan Danielson, though, picked up some of the slack, $257,000 he sold, which is pretty good. Now, keep in mind, it's only been 1 week. CM Punk's at $100,000 already for the month so far, so he's tracking pretty well to be on that same $400,000 sort of level, but it's a little bit under, again, of what he could, what he was producing a while ago, which was paying for his contract comfortably, when he was doing $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 merch sales. So we'll have to keep an eye on that to see what sort of numbers he does when he returns, if it's going to be more in the millions now that he's got the merch up. But we'll keep an eye on whether or not we're selling more merch in general, because apparently we're meant to be doing 20% extra. So we'll keep an eye on that for this upcoming month. At the moment, I probably wouldn't say we are. I think, if anything, we're probably down. So we'll see. But I guess, when you have a pay-per-view, you're going to probably sell more merchandise at the pay-per-view. So I'll reserve my judgment for then. But anyways, let's move on. We've got the All Out card booked. We're going to have nothing on the pre-show. I think we don't need it. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to have this show be, longer than it needs to be. So we're just going to start things off hot with the Blackpool Combat Club versus Death Triangle. The Trios Championship is on the line. It's an 87 rated match. Yeah, that's certainly delivered. So John Moxley, Claudio, Eddie Kingston taking on Death Triangle, Park, Ray Phoenix, and Penta. Best of the match was Moxley 90, had Eddie Kingston 75, Claudio 81, Penta 85, Phoenix 88, and surprisingly Park was the worst on his team. Who would have thought? 84. Alright, in the end, the Blackpool Combat Club retained their championships, and they make it their second defense of the Trios title. Moxley pinned Penta, but had to sort of cheat and use a foreign object to do so. So Blackpool Combat Club got a little bit desperate, and that gives us a reason to maybe do Death Triangle and the BCC again, because let's face it, there isn't many options in the Trios division right now. We don't have the Elite, and House of Black are baby faces, so that wouldn't really work as well with the BCC. So for now, that's kind of where we're at. So 87, tremendous way to start off the pay-per-view. Next up, Bryan Danielson's interview by Renee Paquette. The 86, of course, he's talking about his upcoming title defense against Miro. Good promo. Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy had a 68 rated match. Ricky Starks scored the win. We gave this a lot of time, 18 minutes. I really wanted to spotlight these two guys, give them a great opportunity to have a great match. Starks 61, Cassidy 65. So Starks gets a huge win over Cassidy. Post-match, Team Taz turn on Ricky Starks, beat him down. Taz has had enough. He's decided, you know what? You don't think you need us anymore. Clearly he doesn't, because he just got this huge win. Taz decides to strike first and kick him out before Ricky Starks probably is going to leave. 50 rated. Starks took a big stunt bump in this angle as well, so we really wanted to highlight it. And Ricky Starks will officially turn to become a babyface, and it was a success. So we wanted to kind of really give Ricky Starks the big push. I really think Starks can be a main event level guy. I want to get him there. I want to. He's at 60 pop right now. We turn him babyface. There's a lot of heels he can work with. There is a lot. You know, he's got Jay Lethal, he's got Lance Archer. He's got obviously the other, upper level sort of guys. You got Park, Chris Jericho. So there's more guys that we can probably use. Even MJF having a feud with him. So there's a lot of guys that are available to sort of work with him. Adam Cole, that I think would work well. Chris Statlander and Penelope Ford went one-on-one. Penelope Ford scored the win. She cheated her way to a victory as well. I was originally slated to have Statlander win, but I changed decision because of what we're going to do later on the show, and we'll get to it soon. We needed Penelope Ford to stay strong and pick up a win here. I believe we had this as an eye candy. We did, so we tried to get the most we could out of this. I still have plans for Statlander to stay strong as a singles. I think she's one of our top women right now in the company. But yeah, I just think we wanted to try and put over Penelope and the Superbad stable, ultimately. And kind of the numbers game got the better of Chris Statlander. Of course, let's not forget, coming into the match, she had a 3-on-1 beatdown, so she's probably not 100%. So there's an out to the reason why she lost. We had Adam Cole on the show. He's promising big things are to come for him. Only 68 for the promo. That's a weak promo for Adam Cole standards. So a little concerning, maybe. Yeah, but Adam Cole, I wanted just to get him on the show, be a part of it so he didn't miss out. At the moment, Cole's in kind of limbo. There's not much happening for him. So we really need to get somebody feuding with Adam Cole soon. I'm not sure who that will be. But we're going to get Adam Cole back into the mix. Now, originally I was going to do Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and do a tag team run together. We still might do that, but I think at this stage, maybe Cole's as singles is the way to go. Alright, the big trios match that had all the hype in the world. Everyone thought, oh my goodness, this match is going to be massive. It was pretty good, 59. Let's not forget who was involved. Angelico, the Butcher and Blade versus Flying Highs, Dante, Darius Martin, and Matt Sydal. To get 59 out of this match, we're doing pretty well. Best of the match was Matt Sydal. Darius Martin, 61, just edged out Matt Sydal, who had 59. Angelico, the best on his team, for 58. In the end, Flying Highs scored the win, which, of course, they've got much better potential than a random thrown together team with the Butcher and Blade and Angelico. But look, hey, Butcher and Blade, they got an accidental win. They've been doing pretty well ever since, right? They've been getting a bit of a push, doing okay. So, that's kind of the way it goes sometimes. And they've had a nice little push, but they ultimately lose here to Flying High. The Pinnacle, they cut a promo on Proud and Powerful. Of course, MJF in this one, Cash and Dax, Waldo, Sean Spears, 80 rated for that one. as bad as it may sound, I really want to kick Shawn Spears out of the Pinnacle. It just doesn't sit right with me. I feel like there's got to be someone we can throw in the Pinnacle as the next generation, or the next guy coming through. Someone better than Shawn Spears anyway. I mean, Ricky Starks would have been a great option. Obviously, his turn now, but surely we can get someone in there that's a better option than Shawn Spears, if we want anyone anyways. Proud and Powerful was defeated by FTR for the Tag Team Championships, their third championship defense, 81 rated match. Now this is what we're talking about. Cash 87, Dax 81. That's the best performance I've seen them do. Ortiz 84, Santana 79. Great effort from both teams. Both are really, really good. I feel like that's a huge plus for the tag division to get a great quality match from both these teams. You know, both of them have around 60, 70 pop. And FTR has been slightly disappointing in our game. They haven't delivered the performances that perhaps we're used to seeing them from real life, but this is an example that yes, they can do it. Yes, they are as good as we thought. As we mentioned last episode, the only issue is that they might be leaving AEW in real life, so how much of a push do we really invest in them when there's a big question mark about their future? So we might have to have them lose the belts in the near future. Just didn't think Proud and Powerful was the team, because Proud and Powerful are probably going to break up in real life anyways when Santana comes back, so who knows. Christian Cage and Andrade are backstage taunting Samoa Joe, talking about their big plan for their upcoming match. And it was a 78 rated match. Joe and Christian Cage, one-on-one. Samoa Joe scored the win. He choked out Christian Cage. Joe 72, Christian 87. Great match. Yep, really good. Both these guys did a great job. Two veterans. I mean, man, Christian Cage is performing at 87. 87 for Christian Cage is insane. You know, he is really, when you think about it, he's good enough to be a world championship caliber heel in our company. That's how good he's going. Samoa Joe, we've talked about it. He's been disappointing, but to get 72 out of him, that's okay. We can work with that. He scores the win for this one because we do want to set up for the ultimate match, which pretty much the whole feud was originally revolved around the All-Atlantic Championship. It turned into more Joe and Christian. Now Joe's beaten Christian. He can finally challenge for the All-Atlantic Championship. And that's when we have Rush. Rush is here. And he ruins Samoa Joe's celebrations. He interrupts it and he attacks Samoa Joe with Andrade's help. So Rush is here. He aligns himself with Andrade and Christian and the rest, and he joins the Christians Coalition. So he makes his debut. His gimmick is given a rating of adequate, which is okay. So yeah, we've finally signed Rush. We thought for a while we weren't going to do it. We're going to let him stay in the WWE, but I decided, you know what? Screw it. We're going to do it. And he'll join Andrade. Now, the plan was originally Andrade is just going to be a great All-Atlantic champion, be a solo, but now we've got Rush. I'm thinking maybe we throw him in the tag division. I think that would be a great team. So potentially we might have Joe grab the belt from Andrade. The other plans were as well, originally I was going to have Joe lose to Andrade, and then we we're going to have a big feud between Bandito and Andrade for the Atlantic Championship. So that was going to how we introduce Bandito to the roster and probably not have him win, but at least a big feud, some great quality matches to really put him over that way. We still might do that, so we'll see. Thunderstorm took on Divinity and won the Tag Team Championships from Divinity. 13-minute match, and Thunder Rosa pinned Mercedes Martinez. Yeah, look, originally I was going to go with Divinity. They were definitely winning this, but I decided, you know what? I'm not too thrilled with the Divinity experiment. I feel like they're okay, but I think for the sake of the women's division, we need to get a few other teams up there as well, and Thunderstorm are a good team. I like them. I think we can do some more with them, but if they lose this match, it's pretty much done, this feud. So I feel like to keep this division staying strong, it's important that we keep the belts not necessarily moving around, but keep it exciting, you know, keep some interest in the division. So Thunderstorm scored the win. Best match was Mercedes with 55. Overall, a 60 rated match, which is a pretty good representation of the women's division. So the Thunderstorm are the third women's tag team champions we've had here in the series. We had a Chris Jericho Darby Allin hype video for their upcoming Coffin Match, and it was 80 rated. Wow. Okay. Chris Jericho got the win over Darby Allin in the casket coffin match when Darby was trapped in the coffin. So Darby beat Jericho twice before this, so I figured to keep this feud going, we needed Jericho to get some sort of win. So he didn't pin Darby, but he threw him in the coffin and he managed to lock it up. So it keeps Darby still strong. Jericho's the veteran. He can't be losing every match. You got to still keep him strong. And the plan, of course, is to have Sting get himself involved, maybe Jericho and Sting one-on-one, if not a tag team match of some capacity, and utilize Sting in that way. Darby 76, Jericho 72. These two have great chemistry, so great matches all around when these two guys are in the ring together. Post-match, Sting comes out and stops Jericho from trying to throw the casket off the stage. So he's trying to get the casket, push it off the stage, and really injure Darby. Sting saves the day though, shuts it down, and Jericho backs away. So yeah, this is how we truly introduce Sting into this one. We can follow it up with Jericho challenging Sting, hey, you're getting involved in my business. Now you've become a part of my business, so now I'm going to be prepared to fight you, etc., etc., and we can really go from there. As I said, the only issue is Jericho needs a tag team partner, and I don't know who that's going to be. I'm not sure. If Sammy Guevara was a heel, I'd probably do it, but he's a babyface, so. Keith Lee, Lance Archer went one-on-one for 74. This match had a bit of a lack of psychology in it. We tried to make this a wild brawl. Both guys are two good brawlers, good brawling stats, so we try to emphasize that. And I'm not sure if that was a wise decision. It may have hurt the match a little bit. 74 is pretty low for a Keith Lee sort of standard match, but I think you have to be happy with that anyways. It's Keith Lee's 10th title defense of the TNT Championship, so he defeats Lance Archer again. Still not sure who's going to beat Keith Lee. I think the plan in the back of my mind was sort of Wardlow, and that still probably is my first pick to do it at this stage. But Keith Lee is having a really, really great run as the champion. He's having banger after banger. This is not his best match, but it's still really solid for his standards anyways. Saraya makes her big return to the ring. She took on Jade Cargill. In Jade Cargill, it made it her 11th defense of the women's world title. I was about to say Keith Lee 10 title defenses is insane, but Jade's actually got 11 now, so she's still doing better. Okay. Jade, 45. Pretty low. Saraya, though, 61. She has 55 pop, performing at 61. Saraya's back, baby. She can certainly deliver. If we wanted a women's champion, she could be good enough to do it. So we had Jade defeat Saraya, though, when the match had to be stopped because Saraya was injured. So we're going to play on the whole neck injury. Jade slams her down so badly, the referee says, you know what, no, I can't allow this to continue. For the health of Saraya, I'm worried about her physical well-being and her long-term future. We've got to call the match off. And Saraya can be upset about it. Jade's laughing about it. It gives us a reason to do a rematch. And if we want to have the huge, unbelievable underdog comeback story, Saraya is coming back from neck concerns, neck injuries, to ultimately win the championship, we could do it. It's right there, set up, ready to go. I needed to see what her performances were going to be before I could give her the belt. If she came out and performed at 40, then it would be disastrous. It would be a huge fail for Jade, her long title reign, to end like that. So we had to get a bit of a look at Saraya first before we could do the big move. Maybe it's good enough. Maybe next pay-per-view we actually go. And of course, we've got Full Gear coming up. And then if we wanted to, last time we did a London pay-per-view Royal Flush, we could go back there again. Maybe we could do the title change at that pay-per-view. Wouldn't that be something? Alright, we're getting ready for the main event. We've got a Danielson and Miro hype video. Fingers crossed, it's at least 85. If we get 85, we've had a really solid show. I think we're going to have a good one. So Miro and Danielson, 82. Didn't get there. Danielson defending the championship. He gets a quick roll-up win, so we keep Miro fairly strong with just a flash sort of pinfall. Danielson surviving, basically. Found a way. Makes it his 6th championship defense of the world title, so he's racking up the defenses already. Miro 84, Danielson 93. I mean, it's just the luck of the draw, wasn't it? It had all the makings to be great. It really did. The only real issue is that the crowd was getting burnt out. So perhaps we had this go on a little bit too long in terms of the whole show. I mean, so 4 hours, crowd was getting a bit burnt out. So we should have maybe shortened the length potentially. But 82, it's a pass mark, but I wouldn't say it's a huge success. It's a little disappointing, and I don't think we can really criticize either guy. Both performed well, it just didn't get there for whatever reason. In the end, an 83 rated edition of All Out, 23,129 people attended. It's a sellout. Look, big result, big show. I think we've got to be happy with that. And to praise a few people, well, I'm going to praise Darby Allin. He had a really good match with Jericho. I think I was truly impressed with him. Cash Wheeler, he was awesome. He had a massive performance as well. And John Moxley, he did really, really well in the opening match. So I'm going to give those three some praise. All right, we've got plenty to look at in terms of All Out and the fallout from there. Thankfully, we're not going to have a brawl out, at least. Okay, buy rate. Wow, 364,000 buys. That's a lot of money we're going to get. 868,000 viewers on our subscription services, which is ridiculous. So we'll look at that a little bit more as well. And Andrade wants to get rid of Matt Sydal. I don't know about that, but Tony Nese, we're going to keep him, so we renewed his contract. Let's take a look. Yeah, as we said, 83 rated show, 23,000 attendance. AEW Plus, 504,000 viewers on that, 364,000 pay-per-view buys. So let's take a look at all of the popularity changes. Just quickly, the pay-per-view revenue, 655,000. We're going to make a lot of money this month. It's looking very positive. And we'll start with some of the major stars in the company. Obviously, Jericho got a big win on pay-per-view. He's starting to get back to a really positive position. You know, this Darby Allin feud, whilst he's taken some losses, he's actually gained popularity. He's up into the 80s, nearly at 82 across the board again, which is great. Christian lost to Samoa Joe, so he takes a bit of a loss. Joe, he's heading towards 80, so he's getting super over right now, which is insane. Lance Archer apparently is now a major level star as well. That's a surprise, but he's getting close to 70 popularity. He's gone up quite a lot this month as well. A lot, actually. So he had a solid match on pay-per-view, but I wouldn't expect him to go up that much. Miro took a loss, but he's still at 84. Very, very comfortable where he's sort of sitting. So all is really well. Rey Fenix is also in the main event slot as well. So lots of guys up top of the card. Darby Allin took a loss to Jericho, but still finds himself at 66, 67. He's getting close to that 70, which would ultimately mean he's a huge star. The Young Bucks are kind of dropping a little bit. Nick Jackson now, he's no longer a major star. He's down at 70 popularity still. Ricky Starks got the big turn in. He didn't change in terms of his popularity, still at 60. Wardlow still sitting at 75. He's actually got quite a lot, 75, a couple areas 77, so he definitely could make a move up. Eddie Kingston, well, he's doing really well. His performances have improved out of sight, and he's getting close to being 60 across the board, which means that he is ready for a big push all the way to the top, which I think he deserves. He's certainly that sort of caliber star. Jade Cargill, she scored another massive win, this time over Saraya. Wow, she's gone from 48 to 53 from her win over Saraya. Now, I did forget about Saraya having a lot of popularity and probably losing some of it with the loss to Jade. I didn't think about that. But hey, Jade has now gained a lot, so she's even a bigger star than perhaps what she was, which is always good, I suppose. You want that. You don't want to sacrifice someone else to get there, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Further down the card, well, you know, we're about to debut Bandito. He's sitting at about 50 pop, which is good. Checking in on Big Bill, he's sitting at 49. We've been trying to push him. We've tried. Absolutely, and it's worked to a degree. He's gotten over a bit. He's doing okay, so it's moving up. Chris Statlander took a loss to Penelope, so she, I feel like, had a bit more popularity. Yeah, about 44, 45. She drops back to about 42, 43, which isn't ideal. Max Caster into the 40s, as we mentioned last episode, after beating Kazarian, which is obviously huge. Rouge, he comes into the company he had 46 pop, and he's gained popularity. So he's gained up to about 1 point in some areas after his big debut, which is great. Saraya, she took the loss to Jade. She's gone from 55 to 53. They're now at even level. I can live with that. She loses 2, Jade gains 5. Ultimately, that's a positive. Now, if you look at Saraya's skills, they're very good. So when you think about it, there should be no surprise why she's performing so well. Apparently, she's got really excellent mic skills. I don't agree with that, but she's got the stamina, she's got the basics, the selling, it's all there, the technical ability's there, psychology's a little low, but it's still good enough. Yeah, I think she definitely could be something special for us if she can stay healthy. That's the big question mark, of course. Further on, I don't think there's too much else to look at. Further down the card, I mean, Darius and Dante had a win. Dante's getting close to 40. Darius around the 30 mark, which is fine. Matt Sydal must be further up the card. The Butcher and Blade around about the mid-30s, so that's still positive. That's much better than I expected them to be honest with you, so that's fine. Bowens needs a big win to get him closer to Caster. We'll look to do that soon. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of our popularity changes. So, in terms of the company size, we didn't move up. No change to our size, still sitting at 76. Other areas around the world aren't all that brilliant. If we wanted to go back to the UK, we've got 53 popularity in Southern England, which has been going up quite significantly as well with our new subscription service covering those areas. So it's been a really good move to obviously invest in an overseas subscription service to try and build our international sort of presence. So I'm happy with that. We talked about merchandise going up. Yeah, and it does. After a pay-per-view, CM Punk sold, $20,000 worth of merch and things like that. So definitely a potential that we could gain more from that in the near future. But of course, now we look ahead. What is to come? Well, we've got our next pay-per-view, and it's a minor show. It's Grand Slam, so it's going to be at Arthur Ashe Stadium. So we're going to have a big sellout crowd, and I think it's going to be a good show. I definitely do. Last time we don't have the results anymore, but I feel like we had a good one last time. So I think this time as well. I'm not sure what the card is going to be. We're going to have to give a new opponent for Bryan Danielson. I think we're going to get ready to start a new feud there. There's a few guys that are out of the mix. I think as well we might look at developmental. I think we may as well just do it now. Let's bring Adam Page back out of purgatory. Let's recall him. And he's not really doing anything down there. So let's bring him back. The Hardys, on the other hand, I feel like they can stay there. I've got nothing for them in the main roster. Buddy Matthews, we're going to bring him back. And now we can do the House of Black again. So a few big names are going to be coming back. And we're going to have, a few different things happening in the near future. Of course, after Grand Slam, then it's Full Gear. And of course, Royal Flush if we choose to do that again. That's kind of where we're headed right now, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting times. And lots of new storylines are going to have to be met. I think Grand Slam, Sting, Darby will team up, take on Jericho and somebody. That's going to be exciting, and there's going to be much more as well. As I said, Danielson needs an opponent. Andrade and Samoa Joe for the All-Atlantic Championship. That should be a really good one, and much, much more. So, ladies and gentlemen, plenty to look forward to. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on it and subscribe to see more. We'll see you on the next one.